What the fuck is that? I have never wanted a 14 playoff still more in my life. It is. I'm like literally at a loss for words at how fucking stupid the CFP bracket is. You leave Notre Dame out for JMU? Really? You think that JMU has a more deserving resume than Notre Dame? Okay. Okay. I understand. I don't, but uh you put JMU and Tulane in. You left out Notre Dame, Miami, Vanderbilt, even BYU. I think could have had an argument. Um, that is, dude. I'm so sick and tired of the college football playoff committee and the NCAA and everybody involved in it just not having a real plan in place on how to do this the right way. What is the criteria? Your criteria is I'm just gonna throw shit against the wall, see what the fuck sticks. There's zero criteria. You just it's like you throw darts at a dartboard, and you're like, look, we got JMU, woo, we got JMU and Tulane. The fans will love that. They're real deserving because it's not like they won't get dog walked by 5 touchdowns. No. Vanderbilt wouldn't have put up a better fight. Notre Dame certainly wouldn't have. I mean, they only have like a Heisman caliber fucking running back and a future pro at quarterback and a good head coach, and they're 10-2 in a pseudo ACC schedule. They have some good wins. Their only bad loss was by a point to a top 5 fucking Texas A&M school. But no, you give it to JMU, who is a not impressive G5 school. Yes, they're 11-1. Cool, good for them. But it's not a very good 11-1. Give me a 10-2 Notre Dame any day. Give me a 10-2 Vanderbilt. Diego Pavia would first off, it's just better games. Who has a more realistic shot at winning a title, Vanderbilt or JMU? And the only reason I'm singling out JMU and not Tulane is because you had to put a G5 in there, and if I had to pick between JMU and Tulane for the G5 spot, I'd probably go with Tulane. Not like it matters. I don't really give a shit either way. There needs to be more in-depth criteria for these G5 schools, because Boise State last year was one of the better G5 selections that we've seen recently, and even they got their shit pushed in. They're a little bit competitive, right? They're probably one of the more competitive G5 schools so far, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter. The only reason that they even made it a thing to make it to where a G5 has to be in it is for the sake of equality. Well, we got to be fair to the small guys, be fair to the little guy. It's not fair to only have the same big teams. It's like, well, guess what, man? If it's the same big teams in there every year, maybe it's just because those teams are just better. Maybe the other programs should just be better. Okay? Nobody wants to see JMU lose by 30 fucking points to Oregon. You could have put Vanderbilt in there or Notre Dame, and it would have been a good game. So stupid, man. And you keep Alabama in there too. Like, I'm sorry, but Vanderbilt. I don't know. I just keep using Vanderbilt as like the default thing because I guess part of me just feels like they kind of deserve it. But especially like Notre Dame, like you think that Alabama deserves to be in this thing more than Notre Dame? I mean, really? Kalen DeBoer nice guy, but I mean, he basically got on his hands and knees like a bitch after they lost to Georgia, begging for a selection spot because they're Alabama. Like, it's fucking sad, man. This shit's sad. I've never wanted the 14 playoff more because you could have had Indiana, Ohio State, Georgia, and Texas Tech all vying for that, all vying for all the glory, and it would have been far more, uh, justifiable. And now they're only going to expand the playoff more, which is only going to be more stupid because there's already not 12 teams that can win a title any given year. There's usually maybe if you're lucky 6 that actually could win a title if everything went right. My idea from the jump has been combine the CFP with the BCS format. The BCS was simple, right? Number 1 in the country versus number 2 in the country. That's your title. Okay. Well, then you had all these teams bitching and moaning because, well, how come we couldn't get to 2? How come we're at 3? Like, what makes them better? And blah, 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 blah. And everybody's bitching and moaning because they all think they're special. And then they expand it. And now it was 4, and that was fine. I was fine with 4 teams, honestly. It makes the CFP more, uh, lucrative, I guess you could say. I don't know. More special. But then they extend it to 12. And they really, what they won't tell you, I mean, it's not for the sake of fairness. It's for the sake of money. That's it. And they're going to extend it to 16 teams because it's just more football, which means more money. That's all it is. But at the same time, when has there ever been a time in college football when more than like the top 4 teams even had the capability of winning a title? They don't. Combine the BCS with the CFP. It's pretty simple. You just do your normal AP poll ranking all year long. You do your conference titles, right, to figure out, because that does help resumes quite a bit when it comes to jumping in the ranks. And then after conference title weekend, whatever your normal 1 through 12 AP ranking is, that's your playoff. That way you're not putting fucking JMU and Tulane in over Notre Dame and Vanderbilt. That's dumb. That's room temperature IQ shit. And there's no place for it in the sport. It's so stupid. I'm like genuinely irritated because it's just, and my team's not applicable. My team fucking sucks. But I do feel for the teams that do kind of deserve to be in there and who actually could compete a little bit more. We've seen in March Madness, Cinderella stories happen all the time. So, maybe a team does go from the 10 seed and make a run. Who knows? But it ain't gonna be a G5 school. It ain't gonna be JMU beating Georgia. That ain't gonna happen. It's not. It's not. This is really fucking stupid. It's bad for college football. It's bad for the product. It's bad for the fans. It's bad for everybody. And I pray to my heavenly Father that they figure it out, because that is really, really stupid. I don't know.